Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Entrepreneurship World Cup Caribbean St. Vincent and the Grenadines 2021. This is our national pitch competition for this country, and we have 6 stellar finalists that are coming to pitch their businesses to our panel of judges this evening. As we begin and roll out the event, we invite our national host for the St. Vincent and Grenadines, Dr. Ashley John, to open us with his welcome address.
Thank you so much, Mrs. DeGrad. Let me welcome you to the Entrepreneurship World Cup St. Vincent and the Grenadines Finals 2021. I'm your national host, Dr. Ashley John, a social entrepreneur myself, and the executive chairman of Constructive Solutions, Inc., a local nonprofit. Thanks so much to the Global Entrepreneurship Network, Miss Global Forum, and the Global Education and Leadership Foundation for making such opportunities available across the world. Additionally, we want to give special thanks to the Caribbean Center of Excellence for Sustainable Livelihoods, Gen Caribbean, our own Dr. Marcia Brandon, and she sends regards and wish you all the best for this event this evening. The EWC Caribbean Management Team, so well led by Crystal Legrand and my other colleague, other local and regional partners for going with us the extra mile to make the EWC St. Vincent and the Grenadines Finals possible. Our local SVG management team, including Ambassador Ariel Laidlaw, our selected judges, Chanel Jacobs, Arthur Simmons, Brian Burke, and standing by is Pearl Williams, and other team members who partnered with Constructive Solutions, Inc. to make this possible amidst a rumbling and tumbling SVG in 2021. To you, our 7 finalists, carefully selected out of a total of 27 applicants. And we have this evening unique purses and bags, Andine Jordan, the EV and M spot, Sharika Primus, Edge Media Center, Samisha Korea, Breeze Travel Inc., Cassie and Tessa Davy, Beacon Construction Services Inc., Carol Blanco, and the Crime Lab, Christina Wynn. Whenever the word entrepreneurship pops up in my head, there is one phrase that stands out to me throughout this journey. Let us find a way to make this work. These words were spoken to me in 2004 by none other than Dr. Marcia Brandon. Though spoken 18 years ago, today, Saturday, July 17th, 2021, it is very evident and stands true. For us, Vincentians, the Caribbean, and the global entrepreneurs, the EWC is indeed a step in the right direction, helping each of us to move closer to achieving a better quality of life for our people, sustainable livelihoods, and development for all, and for creating legacies for generations to come. The EWC offers a chance to pitch on a global stage for a share of US $1 million in cash prizes, plus additional investment opportunities, and another US $750,000 in in-kind support. EWC is more than just a global pitch competition with a shot at life-changing prizes. It elevates entrepreneurs from all stages, inclusive the idea stage, the early stage, the growth stage, or beyond, by providing them with tools and resources to grow their venture. CSINC is once again very delighted to have been chosen to nationally organize such an event, which came on the heels of a very nerve-wracking year for us here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. As we were faced with a deadly dengue outbreak, which included fatalities, the COVID-19 outbreak pandemic, the violent eruptions of the La Soufrière volcano, and an already challenging economy. Yet, as a group of progressive entrepreneurial people, we have been able to as is always associated with the international shoe brand Nike, just do it. Today, we are encouraging you to put your best foot forward. While at the end of the day, there will be only one winner selected from the EWC SVG finals, who will then advance to the EWC Caribbean and possibly the EWC Global Finals. Know that with your fist, punched very high in the air, you have already won. Let this experience and all others to come be part of your personal and business development foundation. Let this journey not end here today. And be mindful, the goal is to, as the words of our motto at CSN says, each one push up one. Let us commit to building an even stronger entrepreneurship ecosystem across St. Vincent and the Grenadines and connect regionally and across the globe. Our partners are here to make this possible. So without further delay, once again, I say thank you for your efforts this far and the best to each of you, our finalists. Let me officially open then the EWC finals for St. Vincent and the Grenadines 2021. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. John, and such a warm welcome from you. We go on to our Global Entrepreneurship Network leader, Mr. Jonathan Altman, also with a welcome address for the finalists tonight who are presenting. So we turn it over to Mr. Jonathan Altman.
Hi, my name is Jonathan Altman, and I'm the president and founder of the Global Entrepreneurship Network. And on behalf of all of our global partners, especially the MISC Foundation, I want to welcome you to the Entrepreneurship World Cup. Over the course of the last 3 years since we kicked off this initiative in nations across the world, we've helped more than 300,000 startups to test their ideas. Yes, they've competed for prizes. They've competed for the opportunity to get support, but in the end, all of them have got access to training, to perks, and to the networks of their peers that we hope will help them succeed if they didn't this time around. But this time around, yes, they're competing for $1 million in prizes and many millions of dollars in perks and other kinds of benefits, not to mention the training and the mentorship and the ongoing support that comes with being a part of the EWC community. We are very, very proud this year that the finals will be in November. They'll be back on back with the Global Entrepreneurship Congress, which is Gen's annual large gathering of the year of all 200 countries that we operate, that we're bringing together the leaders of those ecosystems with their startups and their investors to really take a close look alongside their governments at what the future has in store for us in this post-pandemic environment. Right now, we're seeing the roaring back of our economies, and it's time for us to take a careful and thoughtful look about where are the tailwinds, yes, but where are the opportunities for us to build back better in this post-pandemic global environment. So we'll be having that Congress, whether you win and get into the EWC 100 and make it to the EWC final stage, it doesn't matter. You're all welcome to join the Global Entrepreneurship Congress in Riyadh in November. If indeed you're ready to get back to live face-to-face community building and relationship building, we would love to have you. More information can be made available at gec.co. But today, we're focused on the Entrepreneurship World Cup. Welcome. We look forward to meeting all of the startups participating and look forward to seeing some of them indeed at the global gathering that takes place in November. So good luck and thank you.
Excuse me, Crystal. We're not hearing.
Yes, thank you so much. And thank you, Mr. Altman, for that wonderful welcome address from the EWC and from the Global Entrepreneurship Network. So we will be proceeding with our event this evening, and tonight we'll be sharing with you, first of all, the introduction to our judging criteria. Tonight, we have 6 finalists, as I mentioned, and they are being judged on the 4 Ps of the EWC. These 4 Ps are people. Are they the right people for this business? Product, is this the right product? And is this the right time? Potential, does this business have the potential to not only reach their local markets, but also be scalable, regional, or even global? And predictability. Can we perceive that this business is going to be successful in the years to come? The judges have the distinct honor to not only listen to these 6 finalists, but also determine which finalist is the top finalist who will be moving on throughout these competitions. As Dr. John mentioned, the finalists tonight will be moving on to the Entrepreneurship World Cup Caribbean Regional Finals. This is the first year that the EWC has this regional competition, which affords our finalists to also move on to the global finals. So tonight we are finding out who the winner of the Entrepreneurship World Cup Caribbean St. Vincent, and the Grenadines will be tonight. Before I move forward, I will ask Dr. John to please introduce our judges for tonight.
Thank you so much, Miss Legrand. Yes, we sound close to St. Kitts, but this is our mountainous, green, luscious St. Vincent and the Grenadines. So our judges this evening that are live with us, we start with ladies first, Miss Chanel Jacobs. She's a business studies lecturer by profession and holds the bachelor's degree in French and management studies from the University of the West Indies Cape Hill campus and a master's degree in international business management from the University of Surrey. She also has certificates in events management, sustainable development for business, and technology-enabled learning. She loves writing and is passionate about youth work and youth entrepreneurship. Next, we have Mr. Orthwin Simmons. He's a resident of the Grenadine island of Bequia, a qualified teacher for more than 25 years, spanning from primary to secondary school levels. Presently teaches English, biology, and information technology. Mr. Simmons holds a master's degree in instructional design and technology. He's the head of Department for English and Modern Languages at the Bequia Community High School. He's involved in environmental management activities and is himself an entrepreneur. So we have 2 great live judges with us this evening, and we are really looking forward to having a really great competition. And we know that they are filled with knowledge, and they will ask you some great questions. And we are looking forward to your presentations, you finalists. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. John, Dr. John. I will move right into the competition tonight. We won't keep you waited. So I invite our first finalist, Miss Jordan, to begin sharing her screen and preparing to pitch her business. Miss Jordan this evening, along with all the finalists, will have 3 minutes to present their businesses. And the judges, after her presentation, will have 2 minutes each to ask their pertinent questions. So Miss John, please begin to share your screen. And the moment you say your first word in your presentation, your time will begin. If you need any assistance, please let us know and we will assist you as well.
Okay, just give me a moment.
Miss Jordan, we cannot hear you. If you're using 2 devices, one device must be disconnect from audio. So disconnect audio on either one of your devices and leave the audio inputted on one.
Okay, so good evening. My name is Miss Andy.
One second, Miss Jordan. We're getting a little feedback on your voice. Can you try to speak one more time?
Hi, good evening. My name is Miss Andy Jordan.
Yes, perfect. Okay, so your time will begin. No, wait. You need to share your screen. Your presentation is not live.
I'm trying to. It seems to be
There seems to be just some connectivity issues. If you can click the green button in the center, that's the share screen button. If you're having some connectivity issues, then take off your camera. That's okay. But the most important is your voice and your presentation.
Okay, let me try it.
Sorry, my apologies, but we definitely cannot hear you. If it is possible, if you can try to only connect from one device, and we will do it with just the presentation and your voice. So disconnect one device from the internet entirely so that you can feed as much bandwidth into one of your devices.
Okay.
Yes? Can you try to speak now? I think we can hear you a bit clearer.
Okay, you hear me?
Perfect. Now, can you try to share your screen from this same device?
Let me just again. I'm not getting through, I'm sorry.
Are you seeing the share screen button, or is it that it's not coming up?
Yes, but my document is not loading. No problem.
Okay. During the break, I will try to come back to you and work out some technical issues with you, and we'll try to get your presentation after the intermission. So we'll do 3 presentations and then take a break, and we'll look at it at that point. Thank you. So as Dr. John mentioned earlier this evening, St. Vincent and the Grenadines has been experiencing some technical issues even now after the explosion of their volcano. So we are fully understanding that some of the finalists will be having some technical issues. So we ask the audience to bear with us as we work through those. We will move on to our next finalist. Our next finalist this evening is Ms. Primus. So Ms. Primus, I invite you to start sharing your screen as we move forward. Ms. Primus will have 3 minutes to present her business to our panel of judges. I just ask that you speak, just say good night first so we are sure that we can hear you clearly, and then your time will begin after.
Okay, can you hear me?
Very clear. So as soon as you are ready, at your first word, your time will begin.
All right, the EVM spot, everything Vincent and more. All right, it is an agritourism business geared towards promoting healthy and local produce in an effort to spark new innovations from our youth within the sector whilst keeping local history alive. The issue that we have is there are limited teachings on local history and practices. The participation in agriculture amongst our youth is infrequent, while their involvement in crimes have been on the increase over the past 5 years. The World Bank report has shown that there was a constant increase in the number of diabetic cases in St. Vincent between 2010 and 2019, whereas despite it was not worse in 2020, it has not shown any improvement. The solution that we aim to offer would be in 3 stages. I would like to invite your imagination until we get to the end, where I will show you the layout. The first stage, which we would call World Meets Hairuna, will present an educational farm layered with various fun facts about St. Vincent. The concept will be modern sustainable farming versus traditional farming. If we are to commence the business in September of the current year, 2021, by the 6th month of February 2022, this phase should be completed. Stage 2, keeping the doctor away, will be focused on slowly introducing local meals that are not widely found in recent times, such as your dukuna and others, of course, along with fresh garden salads, that's green salads, and edible fruit arrangement. We aim to commence this stage by March 2022. The final stage, exploring talents, would be completed by the 16th month, that is October 2022. We aspire to build a 100% Vincentian retail store to display our local talents and projects all year round versus a once per year expedition. They would range from cosmetics, clothing, craft, and agro-processed products, through agriculture and coming together as a people to keep our country history alive. We believe that we can become a healthier nation with youths who are aware of our past achievements and possible future attainments. The business will be promoted through online social media platforms, local media houses, and partnering farms. The ministries of interest, such as the Ministry of Agriculture, will be reapproached for assistance in the construction of our structures. That's through their extension officers. Other stakeholders include local businesses and the working class within Kingstown. This project has an approximate startup cost of $250,000. Revenue will be attained through educational tours, fresh produce and meals, various events and activities. Our team consists of Ms. Sharika Primus, the founder. She will be responsible for developing the site as per vision, sourcing finances and advertising. Mr. Louis Providence, who will be our advisor. He is a retired communication specialist and entrepreneur. Mr. Antonio Joseph, a drafter and entertainer, who will be, his main responsibility would be for drawing plans and coordinating the relevant permissions for construction. Expansion within—
Thank you, Ms. Primus. Yes. Yeah. Yes, thank you so much. And now I invite the judges to ask their questions. Judge Jacobs, I invite you to ask the first question.
Okay, so thank you very much, Ms. Primus, for your presentation. I noticed that you have 2 of your projects to be undertaken in February and March of 2022, and they involve sourcing of fruits and so forth. I'm asking if you have any contingencies in place, because we just went through a period with a volcanic eruption, and we also, the global supply chain has been disrupted a bit. So my question is basically, what are your contingencies in the event that we have something that disrupts your supply chain again?
All right. Well, the farm, the first stage that you are presently seeing here, on your right, you would have your traditional crops, which would be our local fruits and vegetables. And on the non-traditional side of things, that's where what you're speaking of would be affected. However, we have local producers here who have some of the plants, which includes the strawberries, dragon fruits, and our close by neighbor, Trinidad. The only produce I will not have for this side given that is the blueberry, which will have to be imported with the relevant permission from the agricultural department.
Do
Okay.
you have, oh, yes.
Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
No, I was just asking if you had a follow-up question.
Well, I think she actually answered the follow-up question, because in her brief, I read that she had conventional and non-conventional fruits and so forth that she was going to use. So that was going to be one of my questions. So that's it for now. Thank you.
Thank you. And over to you, Judge Simmons.
Good evening. How do you intend to keep youths engaged over an extended period?
Okay, we plan on forming some cooperation with local entities in this effort. The reason being is that we know sometimes in order to get youths involved in some things like history, you have to provide incentives. Example, it's the same concept as if you're trying to get a child to eat vegetables. You're gonna be like, oh, here comes the airplane, open up, right? It's that concept that you're trying to get. We are trying to provide some incentive to have them involved. Everyone is on social media. Let me give you an example of one of the activities that we would do. For example, we have our sugar mills and cotton mills. One of the activities would be, with a reward, of course, the first person who can take an image of yourself at that site with one information about it would win a prize. Of course, it has to be something that our youths are engaged in. And this site, I'm sorry that it's not here, but between here would be a pilot area where you can learn about the different methods, the pros and the cons. So that's how we plan on engaging them, inviting them to the farm, exploring, and various other activities.
Okay. Are you targeting any particular sex, male, female, or it doesn't matter?
No, we are basically targeting everyone. We have been in conversation recently because this is a new idea with ECA, or the representative here, Mr. Dalton. He had mentioned that one of their aim is to introduce agriculture at a lower grade, at a lower form from your preschool up. And they have farmers that come together to do this as the experimental phase. We hope to be a part of that as well.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you, judges, and thank you so much, Ms. Primus. You did a fantastic job. You can stop sharing. Thank you. Thank you. And we move forward to our next finalist. We go over to Mr. Davey. Mr. Davey, I invite you to start sharing your screen and preparing for your presentation. The judges will have a few minutes to tally their scores for our previous finalists as Mr. Davey begins to set up for his presentation. Like the other finalists, he will also have 3 minutes to present his business to our panel of esteemed judges. And once he has began to speak his first word, his time will also begin. And first, before we go over to that, I will check in with the judges to make sure that they are ready for his presentation. So judges, if you can give me a quick reaction, thumbs up, to let me know that you are ready for the next finalist.
Ready.
Great. Ms. Jacobs,
Okay.
Perfect. Thank you. I see your sign. So Mr. Yes, Mr. Davey, are you ready?
I am ready, and I just wanted to test that you guys can hear me and the judges can hear me loud and clear.
We can hear you clearly. Thank you. And the moment you say your first word, your time will begin.
Good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks a lot for your time. My name is Casey Davey, and I'm the CCO and co-founder of Breeze Travel Inc., One Caribbean. Today, I'm going to tell you a little bit about what we intend on doing and the impacts that it will have on the Caribbean travel market. To start with, the Caribbean travel market unfortunately has a few major issues. Not only is it a fragmented market or environment, but it's also laden with bureaucratic processes as well as inadequate technology, mainly due to resistance to change, which has led to inaccessibility and connectivity by not only global and regional demand partners, but also for the suppliers themselves. And this has resulted in costly, time-consuming and inefficient attempts to penetrate new and wider markets. And this has been very evident during the recent COVID pandemic that we've experienced. And this is exactly the reason why in 2019, Breeze Travel was formed. It's a technology-led travel company dedicated to helping digitally transform travel to and within the Caribbean. BTI's primary focus is connecting and distributing Caribbean travel suppliers and authentic experiences to global sellers and consumers. BTI also offers consulting and program management services to destination organizations, accommodation providers, as well as other travel-related suppliers such as transfer operators, local tour operators, activity providers, etc. So not only are we focused on hotels, but we are focused on the authentic Caribbean experience. The market opportunity is huge. In 2019 alone, the total Caribbean travel market was valued at over $40 billion. BTI as a focus is only really focusing on 1% or attaining 1% of that market. That's $234 million, just over. We intend to do this with a very simple business model that's broken down by transactional revenue as well as ancillary fixed revenue. From the transactional revenue, we're focused on our direct transaction fees, which will come from our omni-channel marketplace branded Caribbean Travel and Tours. And indirect travel transaction fees will be generated from our strategic partnerships with demand partners such as Caribbean Airlines, OTAs and tour operators globally, and our network of demand partners and travel agents. This will generate 16.4 million in revenue in the long run, with an average of a 7% net margin. On the other hand, our ancillary revenue will be from demand partners and supply partners for program management fees and membership fees that would be for services rendered. Not to be too bullish or arrogant, we're going to approach this in a phased manner, with the first 4 years focused on the Eastern Caribbean and Commonwealth countries, where we've already targeted 15 destinations, and we've contracted supply of over 450 accommodation providers and over 400 tour and activities providers, helping us to generate revenues of over $5.1 million. In phase 2, by 2030, we hope to expand and by adding 10 additional destinations throughout the Caribbean, helping us reach our revenue goals of 16.4 million in revenue. Now, like every other industry, we have competitors as well, but we also have strengths that we think will make us give us a competitive advantage. Not only are we Caribbean based, but we are niche focused and exclusively Caribbean. We have over 75 years of management experience as well as destination experience. We have an established MVP with a proven business model, and we have accessed 10,000 travel agents and a social media presence of over 23,000 social media followers on CTT, Caribbean Travel and Tours. In addition to being committed to using innovative technology and creative strategies to achieve our goals. I just wanted to share a brief.
Mr. Davey.
Sure, no problem at all.
Yes.
Thank you for your time.
You're welcome. And over to our judges. So Miss Judge Jacobs, to you with your first question.
Okay, well, I must say some of the questions that I had from the brief were more or less answered, because I was going to ask you if you fancy yourself as the Caribbean Expedia or Agoda or something, but I see you would have mentioned some of that. But my first question I think I want to ask would be about the state of the market right now. So I see your projections from now until about 2027, somewhere about there. So these projections are all dependent on the market recovering from COVID-19 and so forth. Yes?
Yes, this is we have conservative estimates. If you notice, our estimates started from 2022. We did a pilot in 2019, but they do start from 2022, where we do hope that the market will start to recover. And we've seen early signs of recovery from the definitely from the U.S. market, and as well as starting to see impacts, starting to see a glimmer of light from the European markets as well. Mainly the UK, but a lot of interest from new emerging markets that haven't historically had a focus on the Caribbean.
Okay. All right. So thank you. If you don't mind, I would like to ask my second question after the second judge, if that's okay.
Sure, no problem at all.
All right. Yes. That's okay?
Yes, that's fine. So Judge Simmons, to you with your question.
I see you listed marketing as a weakness. What plans or ideas do you have to try and make that a strength?
So marketing was listed as a weakness, not in terms of the functionality of marketing, but in terms of marketing budget. That would be one of the weaknesses. So because we are both B2B and B2C, not so much on the B2B side, but on the B2C side, competing with on the B2C side, marketing budget is definitely a weakness. Just because of the enormity of some of the competitors that play in the B2C space. And we don't intend on going head to head with an Expedia or Booking.com, by the way. We rather have them as partners.
Okay, so you also mentioned authentic Caribbean experiences. So I'm from Russia. I'm a potential client. In 3 or 4 sentences, authentic Caribbean experience.
That would vary between the island by island. One of the things that we do say is going to the Caribbean is being able to experience multiple experiences within one destination, seeing the Caribbean as one. In terms of an authentic experience, we are referring to being able to not only eat locally, but enjoy local experiences that may not be offered by your standard tour operator that's being sold on Viator or through a global seller, because we have actually gone out and we've worked with registered local operators and transfer companies that would be able to provide unique experiences. So a diving experience in a cave or a coral reef, going to visit coral reef that hasn't been experienced before, being able to, using St. Vincent as an example, going to Mount Wynn, enjoying a goat cook, but also at the
well, that's authentic.
Authentic. That's something definitely authentic, and being able to. There's a gentleman in St. Vincent who does a great job of it. Foreign tours, offering something that's different from what the regular tour operator or a local tour operator will have to offer. Not just taking you to see something, but also giving you experience, not only by personality, but also something that you'll have that will be memorable, and will want to make you come back to the Caribbean again.
Thanks.
So back to you, Judge Jacobs, with your follow-up question.
Yes. So thank you. You basically mentioned again something I was going to point out there with the uniqueness of your experience. But my question would have been hinged on your point of differentiation, but I want to put it in terms of your social media followers. So I see here that you have over 23,000 social media followers. Have you had great success thus far with conversions, or turning those clicks and those likes into income, right? Because for it to be listed as your strength, it means it's something that has worked for you. So I'd like to get an idea as to how it has.
Yes, so we have, so our initial focus on social media was basically to create awareness. And that was the initial use of social media, and also to use it as a listening device to understand what customers were looking for, what their experiences had been previously, without without using other suppliers in the market. In terms of using it as a conversion tool for business and revenue, yes, we have. We've had approximately about it's probably about 1.8 conversion, which isn't too bad compared to the industry standard in terms of people who've converted from social media into real bookings. However, I say, and I'm very happy with that. We're very happy with that conversion because it hasn't been the key focus. We're hoping to do more, focus more on converting sales into, that audience into direct sales with the relaunch of Caribbean Travel and Tours later in 2021.
Okay.
But I must say we've had a very engaged audience with, at some points, over 85% engagement across all of our followers.
Thank you, Mr. Davey. So you can stop sharing now as we transition to the next finalist. Great job on your presentation and questions. So we will try
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. So we will try to go, we have worked out some details on helping Miss Jordan with her presentation. So our host tonight will be sharing her presentation while she does the speaking. So Dr. John, you can begin sharing your screen, and Miss Jordan, you can unmute as you begin to prepare for your presentation. We will give the judges just a few minutes a few seconds then, to tally their scores for the previous presentation. And Miss Jordan, if you can speak for a few seconds so we can make sure that we can hear you clearly. Yes, Miss Jordan, this device seems to be having some issues with the audio. Maybe if you can switch to your next device and test the audio on that device, because we're definitely not hearing you. My apologies. We still cannot hear you, Miss Jordan. No. So if possible, can you switch devices, and we will attempt to reconnect you on your next device and hear your audio from the next device. And if you can hear me clearly, if you can send a message in the chat, we will confirm, and we'll have our national host reconnect with you to assure that your presentation can go out tonight. So Dr. John, you can stop sharing. We'll go to the next finalist on, yes. So since you're hearing me clearly, please try another device, maybe a smartphone or your computer, because we are unable to hear you. Thank you. As we continue with our finalists for this evening, we go over to our next finalist, Miss Correa. Miss Correa, I invite you to start sharing your screen as we transition. Miss Correa will have 3 minutes to present her business to our panel of esteemed judges. As soon as she begins, her time will also begin. Let us check in with our judges to make sure that they are ready for her presentation. So judges, with a sign of a thumbs up or ready, we will know that you are ready.
Ready?
Perfect. So Ms. Correa, when you are ready, just say hello, just so we know that we can hear you clearly.
Hi, good night.
Good night. Thank you so much. Yes, go to full screen with your presentation. Yes. And the moment you say your first word, your time will begin.
My name is Simisha Correa. I am the Creative Director of Edge Media Center. We are a digital media production company that was started in 2015, and we have been developing we have been pushing more in the 3 pillars of media production, which is graphic design, videography, and photography. So first off, our purpose and our drive is to, from our mission, provide quality media to produce services to all of our clients. The vision is to be an innovative and driven media production company leading in its field, and our motto is continued growth towards the future. First question would be, why do we even need Edge? As of a late 5 years, we can see an increase in the new businesses coming out within St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and these businesses are seeking to connect more with clients, appeal to their specific niches and target audiences, as well as capitalize on the consumption of the growing digital age. And with this, we have then come up with a solution through Edge Media Center by providing a digital voice to the small businesses within St. Vincent and the Grenadines through our 3 pillars: photography, videography, and graphic design. Our target audience is small business owners within St. Vincent, but not limited to such, whose businesses is in the 1 or 2 year mark with a need for digital marketing materials. Our competitive advantage, we have years of experience between myself and the team, as well as we've invested in lots of mentorship, both in technical and in management style. And we have the trifecta necessary for actually commencing with this process. Our motto gears towards this: growth, success, and production. This would combine our 3 competitive advantages, would then create our marketing strategy for our clients, which will then give them the boost they need to actually compete in their individual markets. Our base team is going to be made up of our marketing officer, creative director, and financial officers, the 3 pillars necessary to at least start, produce, and continue a business. And it will grow over the years. Our financial projection shows a 25% growth in revenue, as well as a decrease in our annual expenses. So the expenses would be higher in the early years, as this would be during our procurement of different equipment, and it will slowly tether downwards over the next 3 years. Our goal is to have many different partnerships, including mentorship, as well as other content creators, to provide quality and innovation within our work. And with that, I want to thank you very much, and I open the floor to any questions.
Thank you, Ms. Correa. Great presentation and coming in on before time even. So yes, I invite Judge Jacobs to start us off with the first question.
Okay, thank you. Just to clarify, you said you've started since 2015, or just give me some clarity there, please.
Yes, we started officially by registering in 2015, so we have been operating since then. 5 years since September last year, and we'll be going into 6 years in September this year.
Okay, because from listening to your financial projection and from some of the other things you were speaking in future tense, as if you have not yet established a business. So I just wanted to be clear. But my first question is about collaboration.
Yes.
So you want to target the firms that are, in the short term, first year, second year of operation. So yes. Question, do you plan to collaborate with any existing agencies that offer entrepreneurial assistance in St. Vincent? If not, so that's 2-part. If not, how do you intend to find the businesses in those early stages?
Okay, great questions. Yes, we are willing to partner with different agencies. We have in the past dealt with different nonprofits and entrepreneurial agencies. This has given us some of our training in the early ages as of how Edge has developed, as well as we have been able to contact and market and network with different persons through these means. So that's one way. And for the second part of your question, in relation to partnering with different existing agencies and target and getting these clients, I was already, as I mentioned before, working with these different entrepreneurial agencies opens that market for new and upcoming businesses and entrepreneurs, as well as we are going to be upping our continued social media presence, as that has been a lot of where we have been able to find a lot of clients, as well as word of mouth, but specifically working with these nonprofit organizations and these new and upcoming entrepreneurs through them kinds of funds or fields our target audience more towards us.
Sorry.
Thank
Social media. Can you give me an example by chance of one of the agencies that you've worked with, if that's not too intrusive?
No problem. So I have worked with Constructive Solutions Inc. in the past, and through their entrepreneurship background of developing new and upcoming entrepreneurs, training them. So that has been one of my major pillars in introduction to this type of nonprofit organization. I have seen other agencies coming about, so it would just be a case to spread a bit more to create networks with these different agencies as well.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
Thank you. And over to our next judge, Judge Simmons, with your questions.
Just remind me of the services you're offering again.
Videography, photography, and graphic design. Those are the three main pillars, but we have different services that can come from those pillars.
So a business in 1 to 2 year bracket would be kind of struggling.
Yes.
Do you plan to offer them marketing advice to get them through? Because you're looking at me just not even breaking even in 1 to 2 years,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So with offering me those services, which I would need some ideas on marketing, because more than likely I may not have somebody who is capable or dedicated towards marketing. So do you plan to offer that kind of service and how?
Our process would be more of a consultation process. So it's not going to be just offer you the service and be done with it. There are going to be different steps as to one, we're going to do an evaluation of your business beforehand and produce different solutions based on your niche and your needs for your particular business, as well as to meet within your budget and what you're capable of doing. So it's going to be a guided process through the entire relationship of providing these services for our clients, so that way they feel more comfortable, more rounded, and more capable to actually set foot in the market with what they already have.
Okay. Do you have any competitors, and how do you intend to fit yourself in or such?
Well, yes, we do have competitors. And with Edge Media Center, what we have done to stand out is in different ways. This consultation process, as I had mentioned, is usually viewed as a very plus, a very bonus thing that a lot of persons doesn't normally do. So that evaluation in the beginning and that guidance in terms of what might work best based on your niche and identifying where your audience resides and things like that, that actually gives us a competitive edge from our competitors who are more so focused on actually just providing you with the service that you ask for. So as yes, we can do that, but we offer these different conversations to try and make sure that you're most comfortable with whatever you're receiving. And in relation to going along over a long period of time with a smaller business, it's going to be a little rough in the beginning, yes, but I do see it as a benefit from our end to have these things, as well as having all three options in one instead of having to go to many different areas for these different things within the same field. That's why we're doing it this way.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome.
Thank you both. And thank you for your presentation, Ms. Correa. He did a fantastic job. So we will be taking a short break as we assist one of our finalists with setting up for her presentation. So I will take a short recess and we will come back after our video. Thank you. And welcome back. So we will be going forward to our next finalist, Miss Jordan. Can you please unmute so we can make sure that we can now hear you more clearly?
Hi, good night, everyone.
Perfect. Thank you so much. So, Mr. John, then you can start sharing her presentation. Ms. Jordan, when you're ready for your... Yes, Ms. Jordan, when you're ready for your next slide, just let us know and say next slide, and we will progress the slides forward according to your word. And you will also have 3 minutes to present your business to our panel of judges. So judges, I am just checking in with you to see if you are ready for Mrs. Jordan's presentation.
Ready?
Ready. Perfect. Thank you so much. Ms. Jordan, over to you. You have 3 minutes to present. When you say your first word, your time will begin.
Okay, thank you. Hi, good night, everyone. My name is Miss Andine Jordan. My business is Unique Purses and Bags. Excellence meets creativity. Fashion with a difference. Next, please. One of my main value and vision for my business is having the business reach an international market as well as be recognized for a locally made production line. Being recognized for its uniqueness and authenticity in the fashion industry. Getting customers and clients to see fashion from a Vincentian perspective. To produce and provide eye-catching elements of the business. Please, next. Our main purpose is having been in the fashion industry for the past year, having a different variety and options to choose from while being unique is one thing that is missing. Being able to provide customers with unique quality accessories is the main goal. Marketing. With recent pandemic, having an online store is most efficient. Therefore, giving customers the opportunity to buy their accessories from the comfort of their home. I have with me my manager who is unable to attend Miss Francois' presentation as my marketing social media manager. Her job as my social media marketing manager is to basically help building and boosting an accumulation of revenues. She wants to ensure that my product run on platforms and overall stand out and speak for itself, which in turn will eventually be recognized as creating traffic and much, much more. She understands the marketing world and wants to help my business grow. She is also affordable, I find. I also encourage the other contestants to choose her and help her along. Next, our solution is giving customers a new and Vincentian cultural heritage, adhering to the social distance protocol while providing them with unique quality accessories. Next, please. And these are some pictures of my design as per my business, which is unique purses and bags, fashion with a difference. Our revenue has been budgeted to $10,000 for the online business venture, as well as the tools and materials needed to help get my business to the stage it requires. Thank you very much for my presentation.
Thank you, Ms. Jordan. We are so happy that you have gotten to present your business tonight. So I invite our judges to ask the first question. Judge Gabe Jacobs, over to you.
Okay, thank you very much. So Ms. Jordan, you said that your products are going to feature the uniqueness of our Vincentian cultural heritage. And I assume what we're looking at right now are some of your products.
Yes.
What elements of our heritage do you wish to convey in the products that you have?
I am in the process of accumulating my tools needed for the screen printing, which will help me to get a lot of the petroglyphs in St. Vincent and the Grenadines on my products, as well as some of the sites featuring on my products from the botanical gardens, as well as beaches.
Okay, thank you. And do you think with the large number of Vincentians who create accessories already, that this would be enough to set your business apart from what already exists?
What I hope to bring is different, because although there is a lot of businesses, there is not a lot of persons who is showcasing their culture. So therefore, I hope with my showing of the Vincentian heritage and culture, as well as their sites, it will help to boost my business to the level it needs, even though there's competition out there.
Okay, thank you. I wish we had more than 2 questions, because I had
You can ask one more question, Judge Jacobs. Please, yes, you can go ahead and ask your last question.
Okay, I'll take the opportunity to ask it after the other judge.
Okay. And our next judge, Judge Simmons, over to you with your questions.
Good night, Andine.
Good night.
What is your customer base, your customer size? What is it like?
Right now, I would say I have a 30% customer base, both from my online social media, which is Facebook's page, and my physical location at the moment.
In terms of numbers, that's what?
I would be between like 50 to 100 persons.
Okay. Okay. Where do you hope to source materials?
At the present
in terms
time,
of for the creation, the actual creation of the bags, where do you hope to source the materials?
I have 2 places I am currently seeking, which is Jimmy Abbott from Trinidad and Tobago, and also Lane's department, as they have a lot of materials here already. So these are my 2 sources I hope to source materials from. And
quickly before the other judge comes in, do you see your business taking off regionally and internationally?
Yes, over time I see that happening as with a difference, a lot of people will start to take notice of it, and then with the help of my marketing manager, these steps that I will be taking, which is advertisement as well, will help to boost the business to a certain level, and then the customers will help to take it further.
Okay, thanks.
Welcome.
Okay, so that gives me the opportunity to ask my final question. You said that you're basing your product, you're gonna do it from online, right? Your business will be
Yes.
online. So question is, have you made allowances for shipping? That is shipping to a number of countries globally? Because I mean, if you have this as your aim to showcase
Yes,
our
I am
heritage.
looking to taking the necessary steps to do that, but my marketing manager is already on the way to the credit union or bank that will allow for shipping as well as payment through banks and credit union here. And we have already inquired from the HL through other members about their shipping services and rates so that we can apply it to our page once it's fully operational.
Okay, good. But I wanted to add, if you foresee then that the price, because I'm looking at the price of your products right now, if adding in your shipping costs and what have you, if you anticipate that there's going to be a significant increase in your products, and then how are you going to convince people that, okay, yes, I'm giving my competitors that this is
With the price that is at the moment, what we plan to do is that we're going to tell them at the beginning that shipping will be added at the checkout points, that they can be notified of what the shipping cost will be separate from my back cost, because I want to let people know these are what they actually cost. But due to shipping, this is the cost you have to pay for your products.
Okay, so that's a separate cost, not added in. Okay, thank you.
Yes,
That's
please. Okay,
clear. Thank you.
no problem.
Thank you, Ms. Jordan, and congratulations on your presentation. We are
Thank you.
moving forward to, you're welcome. We are moving forward to our final finalist. I see Ms. Shanique Stewart in the room. I ask if Ms. Stewart can please unmute and turn on her mic to make, as she prepares for her presentation.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Yes, I'll be ready for the presentation.
Yes, you can begin sharing your screen now. As the judges tally the scores for their previous finalists, we will have you prepare for your presentation. You will have 3 minutes to present to our panel of judges, and the judges will then have 2 minutes each to ask their questions. So if you can, begin sharing your screen, and if you need assistance, please let us know.
Sure, I can.
Judges, once you are ready for our next presenter, please give us a thumbs up or a ready, and we will. Thank you, Judge Jacobs. And Judge Simmons, just let us know when you are ready.
Yes, I'm ready. Sorry.
No problem. It seems that we may have lost Ms. Stewart. There might be a connectivity issue. So we will take a short break and come back with her presentation if she can rejoin us.
Vincent, hands up high.
Welcome back to the Entrepreneurship World Cup, St. Vincent and the Grenadines 2021 National Pitch Competition. And we have our final finalists tonight. And I turn it over to you, Ms. Stewart, to begin sharing your screen.
Yes, pleasant good night again. I have some unforeseen troubles on my end, which I can't solve at this moment. So I guess I will have to forfeit. But I do thank you guys for the opportunity. It's a pity that I can't continue, but I really do appreciate the opportunity and the time that you guys took out to have something like this.
Yes, thank you so much. Is it that you can't share your presentation? Because if so, you can email it to Dr. John and he will be able to share on your behalf. Is that helpful, or is it still that you cannot present?
That's just one part of the problem. The other part is the means of doing it. It's not working, unfortunately.
No problem. Thank you so much for your efforts thus far and for making it this far in the competition. Thank you so much. And now we have wrapped up then our finalists for this national pitch competition. And so I invite the judges to go into the breakout room, which I will open right now. So judges, I am inviting you to join the breakout room and you can deliberate. You will have just about 10 minutes, just under 10 minutes to deliberate as we move forward. So you can have the privacy in the breakout room to join and have your discussions and select your top 3 finalists. Judge Simmons, if you need any assistance, please let me know. Yes, okay. Perfect. So now that our judges are in their deliberations, I invite Dr. John to say his final words in regards to the presentations he's seen. What are your sentiments right now that we are post-finalist presentations?
Well, let me start by saying congratulations to all of the finalists. As you so said, just making it here is already a victory. I know that they might not know this, Ms. Ligard, but when we spoke of this competition, one of the first things I said to you that I was rather concerned that, because of what Vincentians were facing at the time, if they would even be in the right frame of mind to take on such a task. And, you were very confident behind us, Vincentians, and you said, yes, and this is going to help them and let us go for it, and we will work with them throughout the process. And, even though that other issues occurred, even in my personal capacity, you stuck there with us and you really made this happen. And for me, that is a victory already. And thank you so, so much for the hard work you're doing, not only here, but throughout the entire Caribbean region. I know you have worked extremely hard, Ms. Ligrad, and we thank you so much on behalf of Vincentians.
Yes.
One thing I must say is that growing up, in St. Vincent, don't mind the Bajan accent. I'm a born Vincentian with the Bajan accent, and one of the things I remember clearly about St. Vincent is that when you used to think about business younger, it was mostly agricultural based. So the banana farmers, the produce farmers, then you had the people selling on the trays in town, then the ice boxes and other small shop here, small shop here. Many Vincentians were not exposed to this type of business. And, sitting here tonight, listening to these presentations, I couldn't help but just smile all the time. I was smiling. It felt good because here we are growing. We are growing from where we were. And it pleases me so much that this has happened for the very first time for St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and thanks so much to the Entrepreneurship World Cup, the Caribbean team, Gen Caribbean, the Global Entrepreneurship Network, all of those who were behind us to make this happen. This is really a proud moment for us, and it is one that should not be slighted at all. To the presenters this evening, you made a really good effort. I mean, one of the things that I wanted to say to you, that this is what a good entrepreneur is made of. Problems occur, but we are entrepreneur minded and we find solutions to these problems. And there's some that we will not be able to fix right away, unfortunately in the case of Ms. Stewart, but the fact remains is that she turned up, and I want to compliment her for that. Also, Miss Undine, she really tried, really tried from the beginning, and she was able still to get her presentation in, really good effort from Edge Media Center, Cassie Davy, and the travel business, the EV&M spot, really good ideas. And one of the things why I am going to highlight this is because it tells me as I listen that Vincentians are starting to think now innovative. They're gone away from the traditional way of doing business, and it is not the senior older folks that are doing it. It is the younger generation that are actually taking on this challenge. And let me tell you that that is not easy to do at all. So I want to compliment you all for this effort this evening and to let you know again that it is not over. We are going to continue to work with you. One of the things that we know is that pitching like this is very new to St. Vincent. They're not accustomed to this process as yet. But if you just make the effort and you try, you try again and you do it, you will get there and you will match up the entire world. We would encourage you to continue following the competitions throughout the Caribbean and the world. For those persons who as finalists, you would receive, a lot of perks, which you will be told. I advise you to take full advantage of those perks and what, the resources that are going to be provided for you as a finalist. You took a chance in the midst of what was known as a great world disaster. And anyone who can brave that and do this tonight is a champion already for me. You all are champions. And I want you to go out knowing that, as I said, with the fist, I got it right there in my picture, the You see the fist here, high in the air, that we in St. Vincent, we have made it this far, and we're going to continue to rise above it. So I want to say thank you again, participants. Thank you, judges. I know how you might be feeling right now. I am not a judge, but I'm sweating already. I'm twitching, the nerves is here. Thank you so much for the job that you're doing. And I know that you have really put your skills and your heart into this. Thank you so very much for your efforts. And we would await, your call and the winner this evening. And just know, as I said, we will continue to work with all of you at Constructive Solutions Inc. as we go forward. So thanks once again. And I believe this is my final word, and have a good night to all of you.
Thank you, Dr. John, for your kind words. And indeed, we were adamant about making sure that St. Vincent was represented in this national competition across the Caribbean. From the EWC Caribbean team, and on behalf of Dr. Brandon, we salute you for your work in bringing this to your country and making sure that this event did go forward. We know that in the face of some devastations, we sometimes want to draw back, but sometimes that is our moment to shine, and that is our moment to prove to the world that we are able to do great things as entrepreneurs. I strongly believe that entrepreneurship is the way forward. Entrepreneurs have the solutions, and so I was also very adamant to make sure that the Entrepreneurship World Cup, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, did move forward, even if I had to host it. And alongside you, Dr. John, we would do whatever was necessary to make sure that this was possible. So even in this, the Entrepreneurship World Cup is such a large experience. So I do want to go over all the details of the organizers and what happens next for the finalists. So finalists, this information is for you. So I will begin to tell you the details of what happens next as finalists. So I begin with the Entrepreneurship World Cup. The Entrepreneurship World Cup started out as an idea and now supports over 175,000 entrepreneurs in 200 countries. This is being made possible by 3 co-host organizations: the Miss Global Forum, the Global Entrepreneurship Network, and the Global Education and Leadership Foundation. These 3 organizations make it so that EWC is more than just a competition. It's an entire experience, including training resources, connections, and mentorship. It's a shot at life-changing prizes of over $1 million in cash prize total for the global winners, plus a combined $75 million worth of in-kind support for the top 100 global finalists. Not to mention investment opportunities, awesome resources, and perks, as Dr. John mentioned, from their leading partners. The competition was open to entrepreneurs from all stages of business. So whether you were in the early stage, idea stage, growth, or beyond, this was available to you. As an applicant and a finalist even tonight, you already had access to more than $25,000 worth of perks. Some perks have not come on stream as yet, but they will be made available. And then as finalists, you also have an additional amount of perks. It should be around about 100,000 in perks, which will be made available in the coming months. These perks are coming from companies such as the Google Cloud, Hotspot, Airtable, Stripe, and so many other companies. So our first organization that is making this possible is the Miss Global Forum, which is a flagship ongoing platform of the Mix Foundation, a nonprofit philanthropic foundation established to discover, develop, and empower the youth to become active participants in the knowledge economy. It brings young leaders, creators, and thinkers together with an established goal, with established global innovators to explore ways to meet the challenge of change. The next organization is the Global Entrepreneurship Network, which operates a platform of projects and programs in 180 plus countries, aimed at making it easier for anyone, anywhere to start and scale a business, fostering deeper cross-border collaboration between entrepreneurs, investors, researchers, policymakers, and organizations. The last but certainly not least organization and co-host of the Entrepreneurship World Cup is the Global Education and Leadership Foundation, which works to prepare the next generation of leaders to be able to act as ethical global citizens and entrepreneurs in the face of the world's most daunting challenges. The organization is passionate about helping identify innovative leaders with strong values and then supporting them to develop to their full potential. As mentioned tonight, the EWC Caribbean is led by Dr. Marcia Brandon of the Caribbean Center of Excellence for Sustainable Livelihoods. The EWC Caribbean set out to increase participation in this global event throughout the Caribbean region to assure that our islands, St. Vincent included, are well represented at this global event. COESL has joined forces with regional organizations to execute this mission and to host the Caribbean Regional Finals competition happening on September the 25th. The organizations partnered at the EWC Caribbean level is the Gen Caribbean, COESL, LeGrand Solutions, Red Diamond Compost, and LeGrand Voyages. As I just mentioned, the EWC Regional Finals will be taking place on the 25th of July, 2021 at 3 p.m. Eastern and will be streamed on the EWC platform and as well as on their YouTube channel, so the Entrepreneurship World Cup YouTube channel. And national finals and national winners from across the Caribbean will be representing their island and pitch at this regional finals. Tonight, we will find out who will be the representative as well for St. Vincent moving forward to this regional competition. The winner thereafter of the Entrepreneurship World Cup Caribbean will join Accelerator 2 with finalists from across the globe on that level for a training and mentorship program. From this Accelerator program, the EWC global organizers will select the top 100 global finalists. These top 100 finalists will then will receive, first of all, an all-expense paid trip to compete in the global finals on November the 14th to the 18th, 2021 in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, as the Gen leader, Mr. Jonathan Altman, mentioned at the beginning of this competition. This is going to be a part of the Global Entrepreneurship Congress, so you can find out additional information about the Global Entrepreneurship Congress. Even if you're not a finalist in this top 100 selection, you are definitely welcome to join the delegation from the Caribbean at this event at your own cost. So tonight, our job is to find out who is the national winner for the Entrepreneurship World Cup Caribbean St. Vincent and the Grenadines 2021. So I'm checking in the room right now to see if our judges are back, and I don't see them back as yet. So in the meantime, what I will do is check in with our finalists and get a final word. You can say thank you to any of your partners, and as well as give us some sentiments that you have now after you've presented your business. So let's start with Miss Correa. Yes, and I know I'm putting you all on the spot. So, Ms. Correa, if you can unmute and tell us your sentiments. If not, we can, yes, there you are. I see you.
I just want to say thank you very much for the opportunity. Just want to make sure, can you hear me clearly?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. I just want to say thank you very much for the opportunity in relation to the partners that I have that paved the way. I would like to say thank you very much to Constructive Solutions, Inc. They have been a pivotal point in my growth over the different years, as well as my team, which mostly comprise of different persons contracted, no one actually full-time as yet, but more so my support system and Of course, I want to thank God, and I just want to wish everybody best of luck. And I know there are great things ahead, regardless to the results.
Great, and thank you, Ms. Correa. Our next finalist, Mr. Davey.
Hi, thanks a lot. First of all, I'd like to say thank you for having us. Great opportunity to be able to present for EWC. We do look forward to hopefully participating in the next round, as well as in terms of we are appreciative of our partnerships with all of our demand partners who've allowed us to achieve our goals thus far, as well as everyone who supported us. So, and I do encourage everyone on the call to at some point visit us at CaribbeanTravelAndTours.com. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much. Our next finalist, Miss Jordan, please say any of your words.
Good night, everyone. I just want to thank you for this opportunity to present and be a part of this Entrepreneurship World Cup. Thank you so much for this opportunity to be taking part in this. And good luck to everyone in the competition.
Thank you. And Miss Primas, over to you.
Hi, good night again. I must say that I did not know I would have made it this far, but I am glad that I took the chance, of course, with the help of Constructive Solutions, pardon. And even presenting tonight, I've actually found networks through my competitors. Example, Edge Media and Center, I could really use the promotion of this business and our local culture. I mean, if I didn't decide to sign up for this competition, I would not have came up with the idea, something that could work locally, given that we are now in a COVID phase. We don't have tourism coming in, but yet we can do it locally. And by the time that we are open, by the time the industry is open again, we can be a place where you want to visit at that time. Given that the volcano has destroyed one of our, well, I believe one of our major sites as well, here we are, we can be creating something totally new in that regard. I must say to Davy, I like the fact that she wants to brand her stuff as St. Vincent and the Grenadines. I really like that. And that falls in my stage 3 of things. And I would really like to see stuff labeled St. Vincent. For example, our stores, majority of our souvenirs are made in China. Even though the materials we use are not local, our craftsmanship really shows. I'm not sure if you ever came to St. Vincent or saw any of our expeditions, but you really should look into it. But thanks again to everyone, and I wish you the best in your journey. Please don't mind if I reach out to you because I see a good relationship forming here. Enjoy the rest of your evening, guys.
Yes, thank you so much. And you are absolutely right. Even all the finalists, there are much intersections between your businesses, and this is a great place and an opportunity to collaborate. And so even as you move forward, please look for opportunities to connect with us from the EWC Caribbean. I'm sure Dr. John feels the same way. So connect with him as well if you need support in your business as you move forward. Whether you win tonight or not, you are still an entrepreneur and you are still advancing and developing your business, even in these times within your countries. So I salute all of you for your fantastic work, and we are celebrating that you have made it to this competition. There are many applicants. As Dr. John said, I believe it was about 27 applicants that started off this journey, but you, 4 or 5, I think, is now in this competition, in the running to move forward in this competition. So if we have a few moments, I'll take, because we're still waiting the judges to come back, and that is all an indication of the successful presentations that you have presented. The judges always take longer if there isn't a clear winner and they have to deliberate a bit on who will be the winner for the night. So we'll take a quick commercial break and come back and see if our judges are ready with their results.
Enough of your dry, dead soil? Then you need nature's finest. Red Diamond Compost Liquid Sunshine Organic Fertilizer. Harnessing energy from the sun. Bring minerals from the earth. To bring a bold new life to the plants you desire. Delivered in a clean, nutrient-rich package, you gain so much more than just what you harvest. Whether professional farmer or home gardener, give your plants that sunshine smile. Red Diamond Compost Liquid Sunshine, coming soon to a store near you.
We cannot hear you.
Yes, I forgot to unmute, and that has been consistent. So thank you all for sticking with us tonight in the Entrepreneurship World Cup St. Vincent and Grenadines finals. So we are waiting the judges' results. And as we wait, we will take one more commercial break to give the judges a final 2 minutes to deliberate. And in that time period, we'll be sharing our last commercial for tonight. And then, and then we will call the judges from their break room. So back to you. We will do a final commercial break before we call the judges from their deliberations.
Is the first and only ride. Pink Cab is the first and only ride-sharing app in Trinidad and Tobago that is exclusive to women and children. Violence against women, as well as inequality in the workplace, is a global problem that Pink Cab seeks to solve by providing safe and secure transportation for women and their children, while also creating job opportunities for female drivers in an otherwise male-dominated industry. The process is simple and easy to use. Simply download the app free of charge and begin. The passenger signs up with the app by providing basic info such as their ID, email, and contact number. The app is also perfect for children, and parents can view or request specific drivers for the job. There are also bundle packages for parents who require routine rides, and you can also schedule your rides in advance. You can also select which type of vehicle you prefer, whether it be a sedan, SUV, or luxury, straight from the app, with flexible payment options that include cash, debit, or credit. Not only does Pink Cab create a safer and affordable transportation option for women and children, but it also empowers women to gain financial freedom by giving additional opportunities for employment. Join the Pink Cab revolution today and help us balance the scales for women everywhere.
Thank you so much, and welcome back to the Entrepreneurship World Cup Caribbean for St. Vincent and the Grenadines. I heard that the judges are back with their results. So let's just check to make sure that our judges re-entered this room. so that they can make the announcement of who is the finalist for tonight. So as we speak, the judges' room is being closed so that they can return to us. And so tonight we are hearing from the judges directly their selections of the top 3 finalists. The number 1 finalist, the one in first place, will be moving forward to the Entrepreneurship World Cup Caribbean Regional Finals to compete against all the other Caribbean islands that are participating this year. There are over 16 islands participating, including islands from the Dutch Caribbean, French Caribbean, and as well as the British and Independent Caribbean. So we have a wide variety of islands that are participating this year, and we are very proud to see that happening. So tonight I will find out from the judges who will be making the announcements. So judges, let us know which one will be making the announcements tonight. And I ask you to make your announcements from the 3rd place and upward to 1st place.
Just hold on 1 minute. Jacobs, I'll just message you.
Okay.
So Judge Jacobs, I believe you have your camera ready. So if we can ask you to turn your camera on and let us know who is the finalist for tonight.
Well, just an extra minute there.
No problem.
The
final minute.
Yes, that would be great.
Yes.
Bear with us a little bit.
No problem. So Dr. John, as we move forward, we're very excited to see St. Vincent and the Grenadines come to this final competition. And, you know, really, as we've been saying tonight, we were hopeful that St. Vincent would be able to come to this competition. And you've said it before, but what are your last then sentiments as we give the judges their 1 minute to round up their results?
I told you I was sweating. I'm here sweating. My hands are sweating myself. And I'm not the entrepreneur being judged. You know, truly, this has been a unique experience for us. And I believe that one that really should be recorded in history too, because we are still even in the recovery stage of our volcano. We just had the passing of Hurricane, what's the name now? Elsa, I think it was. And, you know, I can tell you, I find that the participants seem to be very calm, you know. I guess because their mics are muted, we don't hear the nerves. But for me, you know, it is a very good thing. Really and truly, I'm very excited still, you know, really happy. And not only with this part of the competition, but I see that there's room and hope for continuously working with them, the entrepreneurs, and also connecting them with our regional network. You know, we know that we have a very strong regional network that can help them to propel these businesses really far. And that is what I am super excited about also, you know, and helping them to go forward. And I really thank the judges. I know that it had to be a very tough job to judge. I know even that the fact that you asked for the extra time, I understand it very well. I've been in that hot seat before and I know how it feels, but we are happy. We are going to accept your final result and then we are going to move forward together as a group. So once again, to Ms. LeGrand, thanks so much. You have kept it together. You know, you had everything on point. And thank you once again. And to the Caribbean team, congratulations for a job well done.
Thank you, Dr. John. And I'm checking in back with Judge Jacobs. Are you ready now?
Yes, I'm ready. I have to switch. Yes.
Yes, okay. You said you had
I had to switch devices because of some technical issues.
No problem. So we are in great anticipation, and I know that the finalists are as well, as we, you know, conversed and waited and stretched the time for you guys to deliberate. We are excited to find out from you now who is the 3rd place finalist in the Entrepreneurship World Cup, and you can share all the others as you go forward.
Okay, so yes, thank you. It was a very difficult decision, but we have arrived at the top 3. And in the 3rd place is Samisha Korea's Edge Media Center. Yes,
Congratulations, Miss Correa. Yes, go ahead.
In 2nd place is Sharika Primate's EVM spot. And in the
just hold on. We have our just hold on. We have our electronic drum roll coming up. Yes, just 1 minute.
Okay.
Just trying to get it going. Oh no, we want to freeze. We're gonna have to do this here manually.
We
So
have to do
we
manual
invite
drum
all
roll.
of the participants to unmute and let us do a drum roll manually as frozen right at this moment.
Let's see if I can get a drum roll going.
Yes, it's freezing up on us, right? So we're going to get the presentation now. You can go right ahead, Ms. Jacobs.
Okay. Right. And in the 1st place, we have right on cue. Right on cue. Thank you. In 1st place, we have Casey Davies, Breeze Travel Inc.
Congratulations, Casey. Thank you so much, Judge Jacobs and Judge Simmons. You did a fantastic job in making sure that we select our finalists tonight. And we will give our finalist 1 minute to share his sentiments now that he has found out he is the winner for tonight. Mr. Davey, I invite you to turn your camera on and tell us how you're feeling.
Well, thank you very much, judges. Really appreciate you guys taking the time to deliberate and appreciate the win, and also congratulations to all of the other contestants for the great job in presenting today. Looking forward to seeing each and every one of you as your businesses prosper and progress. But thanks a lot for EWC for having us again. Thank you to our host, and thank you, Dr. John, for coordinating and helping put this together.
Thank you.
Looking forward to representing St. Vincent in the next round.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. And tonight, I ask you to stay with me. Don't leave yet as I wrap up and close the live broadcast. So tonight we have our finalists from St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Mr. Casey Davey from Breeze Travel Inc. Congratulations on being selected as the national representative for St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We look forward to seeing you in the Entrepreneurship World Cup Caribbean Regional Finals on Sunday, the 25th of July at 3 p.m. Eastern. There will be much more information shared with you and the other finalists as to what your prizes and perks are for all the finalists, and as well as prizes for the national winner. So look forward to those communications, and good night to all our audience who are streaming with us on our several channels. Thank you so much for staying with us tonight. We look forward to seeing you at the regionals. Good night.
Good night.